society already tells us we're 35, we're washed up, we have a kid, no one's going to want us, we're this, we're that, and the other. So they tell us everything that we're not. So then instead of being bitter, we're like, okay, cool, I'm washed up, I'm 35, I'm not going to get married, I'm not going to be A, B, and C. Okay, I don't even get mad. So then when I keep working and keep just, being an adult, you're not being a superwoman, you're just being an adult and taking care of yourself because you're not married. It's, you still have this negative connotation attached to you. And it's like, well, wait,
You said you didn't want to get married.
I didn't say that. I said I didn't want kids, Darwin. That's why you kept asking me. I said,
I thought you said you were engaged.
When I was 19 to the father of my child.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, because I didn't want to marry somebody that could not be faithful, Darwin. I'm not going
to. So when I said you didn't want to get married, why did you come off like
broke up, like it tapped me out? Like I had the option to get married and I opted not to marry the father of my child.
That's what I'm saying. You said you didn't want to get married and now you don't want the consequences at the wall.
No, I did not want to marry that partner that would have cheated on me, Darwin. Are you questioning
but
that?
You gave him a child though.
Yes, and we were going to get married, and I, thinking as a woman at that time, I thought we were going to work on it. We were.
So is it safe to say you put the cart before the horse? Sweeney words. Put the cart before the horse.
I was a 20-year-old woman who thought she was going to marry.
No. How old do you got to be able to get? Do you really got to be 40 to be able to make sense out of things?
No, but you have to be.
What y'all are saying, women?
You have to be.
You got to be 40 to make sense.
No, but you do have to be older than 20. You got to be older.
You got to be older than 20,
especially if you don't have that example there for you, or like you stated, that man that's going to tell you, okay, he's not worth nothing, you shouldn't deal with him. You're only going to see the positive. So maybe I struggle with this person. Maybe he's not where he wants to be, but I believe in him. I believe.
So you're saying that 20-year-old woman?
Change.
You're saying a 20-year-old woman does not know that she should probably get married before carrying?
She should. Yes, we know that. But if I just happen to get pregnant, though, I'm just saying you're talking about on paper what makes sense. Yes, that makes sense. But people are still sexually active. Let's just keep it a buck. People are still
I don't want to keep it.
But I'm just saying this is the reality of the world, Darwin. I understand.
I just want to ask y'all this real quick.
That you grew up on, but that's the reality of the world. So if you end up having sex, and maybe it's unprotected, maybe it's protected, whatever, you slip up and get pregnant, and you decide instead of aborting that baby that you want to have it, it's a slip up because it wasn't planned. So instead of having that baby,
okay, so
Darwin, let me finish.
Aborting, I just want to ask y'all something real quick because there's a little confusion here with that. So Ty, let's just say you, Ash, and Kim decide y'all just gonna set it off. Y'all gonna start knocking off a bunch of banks and shit, right? All three of y'all. You 20, Ash, she like 19, Kim, you 21, right? Let's say y'all start knocking off banks left and right, right? Y'all robbing them, y'all getting it, y'all living a life, right? Y'all tearing the club up, all that shit. One day y'all get caught, right? Do you think that they should hold you accountable for your sins, or should you just be like, oh, damn, you know what? Our brains are not really fully developed at 25. You know, we can't really face these type of consequences and shit because, you know, we're adults, sure, but our brains are not fully developed. Should you be held accountable or held to a standard that adults are, or should we just say, fuck that, they're not fully developed yet?
That's not what I'm saying. Yes, hold on, Ash. Yes, you should be held accountable because you did it. I'm not sitting here and saying that the decisions that we made when we may have been 18, 19, 20, 21, that we're not holding ourselves accountable for that. Yes,
that's kind of what y'all just said,
I'm sorry, I'm talking about myself. I'm not speaking for everybody else. I'm talking about myself. I held myself accountable for the decisions that I made, but Darwin's question was, did we think about it beforehand when we was hitting those banks in your scenario and getting that money? No, we thought we was gonna come up like set it off. But once we got caught,
even the women who set it off knew there was a chance they could get.
When you have to deal with the repercussions is when you have that moment of like, I done really messed up now. Now I have to deal with the problems. Is that the right way that things have to go about?
Even the women who set it off knew that there were high stakes on every decision they made. Even the woman who had a child, she was scared as shit. The one that had the baby,
but she was doing it for her baby.
I get it, but what I'm saying is, you know what you're supposed to do. You know right from wrong. So these 20-year-old girls that's going over here to bust it open, talking about, I was 20. No, you still knew.
This is pissing me off. Okay, First of all, men and women need each other collectively to make a baby. We're not going to sit here and make
right and act like it's
because
just
a woman busted open. That don't you men are the gatekeepers to life. Life comes from men. You know what I'm saying? So if
What's your point?
a woman can't make you not put a condom on. Put a condom on.
Who said that you was making a baby on your own?
Regardless if she busting it open or not, put a condom on. You know you can possibly get her pregnant. So wait, I just want to finish. Like, don't, and then it's kind of like you are forgetting that we're human beings. Yeah, it's a Bible and it's a book, but at the same time, in that Bible, in that same book, it's a whole bunch of imperfect people that God used and He forgave. So it's just kind of like you're making it seem like just because it's a set of rules, everybody's supposed to follow. You didn't even follow all of the set of rules yourself, regardless if you waited.
I did follow the rules.
You didn't follow every rule,
Darwin. So you perfect.
Every rule my father gave me, I followed it.
You would not be on this earth if you was a perfect person, because God don't.
I didn't say I was a perfect person. You said I didn't even follow the rules. I'm telling you,
you're coming off as if you're supposed to know
lies.
everything.
You're speaking lies. For one, you don't know me. You don't even know who my father is. Every rule, everything that my father asked of me, I done it. So you can't sit here and say I didn't follow the rules.
What I'm saying to you is, right, regardless if you
did, you didn't even follow your own rules.
I'm talking about spiritual thing, because now you're talking about
what did I just say?
You're bringing a Bible into it. So I brought it on a spiritual level. You just took it physical. What I'm saying to you is you're not even a perfect person. So I never said I was a perfect person. Yeah, but the way you're coming across, right? Everybody makes mistakes when you're younger. You're not fully thinking about. You're not thinking about their problems, right? 10 years from now, you're living in the moment.
No, I'm not. I lived at 20. I lived at 19, 18, just like y'all heathens who went out there and busted open. And my father told me not to do certain shit, and I didn't go and do it.
And that's
we commend you for not going out and following some vagina that's been bust open. I commend you for that. You get what I'm saying? But the majority of people out here don't think like that. That's what we're trying to say.
But that's not my fault. And just because they don't think like they supposed to, don't mean they get a pass.
It's also not our fault that we didn't have your father, Darwin.
Right. Well, no,
it's also not our fault of that.
I said it was. What did I say earlier, Ty? It's a penalty whenever when your father is not there. It's a penalty when parents decide that they don't want to raise the kids together, and y'all just had to suffer from the collateral.
And because we suffer from the collateral, we ended up running into mistakes, running into decisions that we had to make and learn from after we made them. That's all we're saying.
I get that, but there's another layer. There's another layer of conscience, and there's another layer of being aware. But past your father and your mother, you can actually make decisions. If your father is not there to guide you, you have resources around you that tell you whether shit is right from wrong. We already went over this.
Do you be around
most of y'all fucking grew up whenever y'all had access to Google to go just Google shit to figure out what the hell whether this was right or wrong. Should I hop on that dick? No, you probably shouldn't.
According to what you're saying, oh, Ty, help me on this. You literally said what mistakes have to be accountable. Okay, so that's what happened. You reap what you sow. I'm not denying it. I'm literally saying I'm talking options. My options were I could have gotten married. I chose not to. I did not want to be with a husband that was going to cheat on me. I don't think I'm wrong for that. You might believe that I should have gotten married. You probably believe that I should have just continued to be married for the sake of marriage, for the sake of family. Even if he was sleeping with everybody, I should have just been married. No, that's not. I opted to be a single mother. I took myself out of that situation. I didn't have any more kids, and I didn't get married. So I'm functioning.
He proposed to you,
right?
And I'm just saying, why didn't you take his hand?
No,
he cheated on you after he proposed.
No, he cheated on me before, and he was going to be a habitual cheater. So I made the decision, Darwin, to not walk down the aisle, not to him because I didn't want to have any more children. Doesn't make me wrong. I had to make that decision. If I would have gotten married, same thing, except I would have just been married. So I opted to not go further. So here we are, X amount of years later. I'm 40. I know I'm washed up. I'm old. I get it. But I'm also contributing to my society. Okay. I'm a nurse. I take care of people. I don't work at the top hospital. I advocate for my community. So I do think I contribute to society, and I think I have value. I may not have value to a man, and that's okay. But for me, I'd rather have value. I'd rather God say I have value than a man.